Is bird keeping a good hobby? Straight answer, fantastic hobby. Happy New Year and welcome back to the Bird Lounge. I hope you've all had an absolutely fantastic time, brought in a good new year, but we are back to it, and today we are on a very, very cold day. So it's the first day back at the Aviary. The plan today is to get in there, let's have a tidy up, get rid of the Christmas cheer, and let's get back to normal. We are very close to the breeding season, so we'll talk a little bit about that shortly because the boxes are due to go in. Very exciting, but there's a lot of preparations we need to do in that aviary before there's any boxing or breeding goes on. Now, something very exciting is coming to the channel tomorrow. Again, I'm going to have a full filming session. I'm talking about filming sessions for the next 14 days straight. I'm out filming different types of content for this channel, so I'm really excited to bring all that to you guys. I'm now full-time at it, so my goal this year is to make this channel the #1 in the UK by Christmas next year. And the only way I can do that, guys, is by you lot carrying on doing what you're doing, liking all my videos, write comments. Even if you've not got a comment, just put a smiley face. It's really going to help the algorithm. And if you're not doing already, please hit subscribe, because over 70% of you are watching the videos aren't subscribed, and a subscribe will help a lot. But apart from that, I've had to bring up some boiling water because the temperature is around -1 before I set off. It's now about 0 degrees, so all that's going to be rock solid in there. So what do I do when all my drinkers are rock solid because it's minus temperatures in the bird room? Well, I put them all into a bag, sit in my car and get around 15 minutes until it drops out. Now I've got some hot water, so I boil a load of water, and then obviously now it's at a good temperature so they can get straight into it. I have got some boiling water as well, just in case I need to thaw anything out. But apart from that, let's get inside the bird room. I know I'm gassing, but we need to make this a 20-minute long video. I've got loads to talk about. Without further ado, let's get into the aviary, have a tidy up, see what's happening. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. So as you can see, everything's gone absolutely rock solid. So what I'm going to do now is put them in a bag, and then, yeah, just thaw them out for a second, let the ice pop out. And it is officially a very, very cold one up here at the bird room. And I'll tell you what, everything's frozen over. So I want to talk about what do I do when it's minus temperatures and it is freezing. So basically, all my drinkers have frozen. So basically, I bang them in a bag because I'm not lucky enough to have electricity up here. So we put them in a bag, put them onto the dashboard of the car, turn that on 15 minutes, they'll pop out. Now, I have brought up some boiling water. So that's now cooled to a point where I can put it in and it's drinkable for the birds. Tonight when I come up, because the temperatures are expected to hit as low as -7. So this is the plan. The birds are built for survival. It's as simple as that. There's ringneck parrots that people would never have believed back in the day could live in the UK temperatures, and they're out in the wild. So birds do adapt to the cold. So all we've got to do is make sure they are draft free, and I've ensured this aviary is draft free. So you need to make sure your bird room is also draft free. Simple as that. So what I'm going to do tonight, when it goes dark, I'm going to come up here with a torch and using really hot water, fill the drinkers up and have the lights off before they have time to drink again. Won't be too hot where it's boiling, but just that point. So hopefully it's going to stay defrosted until the morning. -7s, I might be dreaming, but it's worth 25-30 minutes of my time. Apart from that, guys, let's get everything watered back up. They look like they're dying for a drink. It's now 9 o'clock in the morning. Sunrise say about 7:30, 8 o'clock. So let's get them watered. So while they're thawing out, let's talk about the special guest that we've got arriving tomorrow, and I cannot wait. So a follower reached out on Facebook, and he's got a Derbian parrot, and it's super tame, 14, 15-month-old. It's called Coco, and basically, long story short, he needs to get rid of it. The neighbours are not happy during the odd screech during the day. He's just got them type of neighbours. So he is now coming over to the Bird Lounge, and he's coming at a perfect time because I'm about to launch a series of videos that's had a demand in the comments for, is owning a pet parrot and the ins and outs, the real life of what it's like owning a pet parrot. So now we've got Billy, we've also got Coco coming in, and I might be able to get a macaw loaned to me for a month while the guy goes on holiday. So that's going to be really cool. We'll have all the different type of sizes. So let me know, guys, down below, has anyone else got a Derbian parrot? Let me know what you know about them. The research I've done and every time I've seen them, I've never heard a bad word said about a Derbian parrot, to be fair. I might be wrong. Some of you guys in the comment section might let me know about that. But when I've done my research, and look, they are a very placid bird. They're very chilled. They're not too loud. They're not squawkers. So I think we might just have a little winner. Fingers crossed he gets on with Billy. So we are going to be making very shortly on the next coming episodes is a play area for the parrots in the office. So that's going to be really cool. Apart from that, guys, I think they are nearly thawed out. No, they're not. I need another 10 minutes, but let's get in there now. Let's see what mess they've had. I've just put my head into the area, then it looked very dark, and that's because there's loads of snow on the roof. But we'll see how the light it is. Apart from that, let's go. The finches are after to have a drink. They're frozen solid with that. And that one, but I'll just put some warm water in that now. That defo needs a clean, so when I can turn the water back on, because obviously I can't turn the water on at the moment, just going to get a good clean out. Always whinging about cleaning, but it's part of the bird keeping. Right, I can't wait to get rid of this Christmas shit, so now I've got them all watered and I feel a bit happier. It'll be nice now, a nice lukewarm water from them. The budgies can obviously go a lot longer without a drink because they don't seem to be too bothered to put water out at all. But the finches on the other hand, they're desperate for a drink. Look how dark it is as well because the snow's on the roof. Thought it was going to be really good lighting today with the weather like it is. But anyway, I'm going to crack on. Let's do it. Are you enjoying that bath, aren't you, finches? Right, so without shadow of a doubt, the first thing we need to do is get Christmas put to bed. Because believe me, we'll blink, you'll be here again next year. Ooh. Sorry, birds. So yeah, I've been really happy because the weather has been really, really cold. Like, stupidly cold. And I worried a bit last night, this morning coming up, there's no deaths, everyone's happy. The trick is, as I said before, you want to make sure there's no giraffes whatsoever in your area. There's no giraffes, everyone's happy. And I've been up in here on some really, really windy days. So once I've got all this down shortly, I will go around all the birds. Let's have a look at everyone, see what we've got. So loads of plans for the aviary. Now one is about to start. What we're about to do is start the breeding season up here at the bird lounge for the budgies. And this aviary, a lot is going to change when I put the nest boxes in. So one of the first jobs I'm going to do early this year is catch all these birds up. Number one, that's going to give me an excuse to give them a health check. It is going to stress them out, don't get wrong, but it's also, main reason, I'm going to be able to see the cock-10 ratio that we've got in here. I'm going to try and keep it so we've got about 20 hen budgies, 10 cock birds, and there'll be 30 birds in here. That's the plan. I'm going to really concentrate on what cock birds we've got in here so we get good quality. Apart from that, finches are going to stay in here, but not too many of them. And I'm going to make an area where they can go to get away from the budgies. So we'll catch all the finches up, put them inside that new thing that we're about to build that I've got in my head that we'll get into later. And then we'll all put a hole in big enough so the finches can get out. And then once they've got out, they'll know that's where they can go to nest safely away from the budgies. I'm hoping that works. We'll have to give it a go. So yeah, I don't know about you lot, but Christmas. There weren't much going on this Christmas for me. Most people I was speaking to, there weren't much going on. There weren't. It come round too quick. This time seems to go too quick recently. This year, going forward, there is so much I have got planned for the bird lounge. I am literally flat out now, flat out. Now, a lot of people in the comments, especially on Facebook, and while we're on it, a big shout out to Facebook because I launched that page 40 days ago, and I'm not joking, 28 days, we had just short of 10 million views, like 20,000 subscribers. So big hats off. If you're not following me on Facebook, drop over there, give it a follow after this video and see what you think. There's a big community going on. I've got some separate pages just for proper bird geeks who want to get into the hobby, new starts for example. So you can really ask whatever questions you want, it don't matter how basic it is, ask it in the group. I'll tag everything in the pinned comments anyway for later. But I'm trying to make it easy for people to just get knowledge, find out how easy it is to get involved in the bird keeping hobby because when I first got back into it, I didn't know where to go, where to turn. So now you do. The bird lounge, I'm going to try and hook it all up for you very early on. So the duck has lost its head, unfortunately. That's a binner now. We're going to have to get pot again. So very excited tomorrow to get a brand new parrot joining the flock. I cannot wait for that guy to join us. So he's arriving about 10:30 in the morning. The guy who's bringing it says he's happy to be on camera, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to meet him at my house, that's where he is going to be living, and then we'll possibly bring him up here and let the parrot have a look around. He's going to enjoy this aviary from time to time when it comes up with Billy to make some content. So we are now down to the last bit of Christmas. Finally. So a big thing that's coming this year to the bird lounge is going to be the more and more behind the scenes bird rooms because I love doing them. You guys are loving the content in regards to that. So that's what I'm doing. So I'm calling you guys out. If there's anyone watching at home thinking, go on, I'll have bird lounge round at my area, I'll show you what I do. Doesn't matter what you've got, reach out to us because we really, really want to hear from you. I'm looking at doing my first road trip at the end of February and then a second one around the April time. So get in touch with me, let's get you on the list. I need to find out what towns you're from, so let me know in the comments as well. Tell me what towns you guys are from. And then what I can do is I can work it out, where to go and who to see first. My plan is 2 weeks on the road, I'll be able to hit 30 behind the scene bird rooms. And that's going to give us a lot of content. I can bring you 2 a week then, and I can do another 30 when I go again in April. But apart from that, a lot happening. So if you're new here, let me give you a little bit of context what this channel's all about. My name's Zach, this is The Bird Lounge, and I'm absolutely obsessed with birds and the bird keeping hobby. Now, I was into birds when I started off about 11, 12 years old. Gone out it for a long time now, I'm back in. And while I'm back in, I've noticed not a lot has changed. And I'm here now to try and make a channel that's going to get the bird world in front of as many eyeballs as physically possible. And that's what I want to try and do. So the first thing I need to do is get as many as you lot following this. So I'm going to take you up and down the country to see exactly how other bird keepers are keeping the birds. I'm going to go to sales, auctions, I'm going to breed birds here. I'm going to have different aviaries dedicated to certain species. So there is a lot going to be going on. So if you're not doing it already, hit that follow button. Also hit the bell notification if you're on YouTube. So yeah, feeding time up here in the aviary for us. And all I'm doing very simply is I put everything out on one platter for them, let them go for it. Might change that sometime in the future, but at the moment, it's staying as it is because it's working. So a lot of you are commenting, and believe me, I'm listening. I'm not always replying to everyone because there's so many comments coming in, which I'm so grateful for. We always try and get to the first few within that day of it being posted. Now, a lot of people, while I've been looking back, have been asking for me to make videos on brand new. If I were about to start breeding budgies or getting into the bird world, where would I begin? Now, I've been looking into like writing some scripts on how I could actually put that out as easily and presentable as possible. And that's another thing I'm going to get into this year. I'm dedicated to making the best quality content I can. Now, like for example, today's video, this is what's called like a vlog style video, I'd say, where I'm just taking my time, there's no scripts, it's unplanned. I'm just literally talking to you lot and just explaining my day as I go. Now, I like this type of content because it's easy to make for me in a way because the editing is still involved because I do mumble a lot. I repeat the same shit over and over and over and I don't want to be boring you lot with it. So I will improve as I'm going. I know I need to slow down my speaking again, I'm going to do that. And today, like, I'm not really, we are talking about birds, but I'm talking a lot about me in a little bit of a way. But the reason I am talking about it is that because it is New Year's in resolution for me to get as good as I can on this channel. And that's for you lot. See, now what do I say to you? So I've been away from the camera for nearly 10 days now. It's my first day back at it, and to be honest, I've really enjoyed it. I was up late last night planning exactly what videos I'm going to bring to you in what order, and I can't wait. So we are going to only dip our toes once every 2 weeks. There'll be an episode coming out where the Bird Lounge goes wild. In other words, we're going to get involved with the wild birds, see what's out there. I've been feeding the garden recently, and I'll tell you what, it's like having loads of free pets now because they're coming up to me. We're going to get into all this in another episode. Apart from that, I'm just going to have one last look around now, a little bit of a tidy up, and then, yes, wrapping it up for today, get back, do some editing. I need to clean the room and then come up with a plan to make the bird play gym. Is bird keeping a good hobby? Straight answer, fantastic hobby. If you love birds, you couldn't beat it. Get yourself an aviary, a bird room, a little shed and a little fridge in there for the summer. And I'll tell you what, you will not look back. Well, we were going to pack up, but guess what? Danny's just turned up with a brew. You cannot say no to a brew. And that's going to give me 5 minutes now to just walk around with you guys to show you exactly what is in here. Because a lot of you guys are new here, and if you are new to the channel, welcome. And I'll show you what I'm doing. So this is a mixed species aviary, simple as that. But I have no nest boxes in here other than a few finch boxes that they don't use because they've been in a few weeks. The reason why I've not got any nest boxes in is very simple. When you put nest boxes in, the budgies become a different type of bird. They become very territorial and they can become moody on another level. So let's have a look what species we've got in here. We've got some Java sparrows, they're refreshing. They're called Java sparrows, but they actually are a finch. Loads of different colours of budgies. I look at them like the Pokemons on a collect them all. Love them. We've got your zebra finches, this is a really cool one of my favourites, really confident, comes over. We've got Californian quail, we've got cockatiels, 4 cockatiels. We've got diamond doves. There was 2 diamond doves in here, but another 3 escaped into here, so they can stay here for now. So yeah, there we have a hooded parakeet. He was saved from an auction. Well, I won't say saved, but I know for certain that he's just living in a little cage all his life. He's come to us. We've got some boat parrots as well. Beautiful. Look at that for a zebra finch. Cool one. Bengalese finches. Got them in here as well. So next year the plan is, I don't know whether to turn that into a cage or just leave it open like it is. I like it like it is, to be fair. I have got a rabbit in here as well, but he's not been out to say hello to us today. Where's Thumper at? He likes to hang around up here behind the aviary. It's because Danny's coming. He'll be hiding, he won't be too sure. So this fountain that you see, that'll be getting turned on and working very, very shortly as well. So yeah, a lot going on. Nest boxes for the budgies will be going up here, and that's going to happen shortly. So in the next coming episodes, I'm going to be catching everything up, give them a good mite spray, give them a once over, and then obviously keep the hens in and get rid of most of the cocks until we get a good ratio. But that'll be on the future coming episode. Again, any questions anyone's got, drop them down below. Even if it's just drop a smiley face or a thumbs up in the comments, really does help the algorithm. If you know anyone else who's a bird geek out there, share these videos with them. It comes in handy because they can all get involved, and let's just make one big community where I'm not an expert by any way, shape or form. As you can tell, I look at myself as a guide, not a guru. My guide to the bird keeping, how I do it. But my plan is to meet with all the experts, all the big people in the country. Let's see how they do it, what they recommend works best for keeping the birds, feeding them, maintenance, everything we need to know. We will be hearing it from everyone's different points of views and angles. One thing you do find in the bird world is a lot of people have opinions where other people totally don't agree. One, for example, a little tiny idea, nest boxes. I was always led to believe when I was back in breeding budgies back in the olden days, where nest boxes must always be at the same height throughout. Now I've met with some breeders, some videos due to come out shortly, and these guys are very successful in regards to the volume and no death rates and whatnot, and these guys have boxes at all different sizes, all different heights, and hardly any problems. You just keep their eye out for the rogue hens, which I can totally understand, and we'll see this on our journey this year, breeding in this aviary. Apart from that, guys, I've been rambling on. If I've missed anything and you want me to talk about anything in particular, remember, drop it in the comments. I'm open to discussion. Loads of cool videos. Remember to tune in tomorrow when the brand new parrot arrives, because that's going to be really cool. Very, very excited for that. I really hope Billy gets on with it. Please. See, look at all the cockbirds that we've got. How do I choose out of these lot? I'm going to be gutted. But I do need to keep my ratios right and keep my levels to a level, because I don't want to overcrowd it here. And when babies start jumping out the nest, if I don't take them out of here straight away, which I don't really want to, then it's going to be really, really busy, so I don't want that.